Okay, one take. Hi. It has been kind of a long time coming to talk about this, and I don't really know what to say. So I'll just say it. I am pregnant. I want to talk about it a little bit by myself because I want to touch on where we were at exactly a year ago, and then I will go sit with Barron and we'll talk about it a little bit more because his perspective is so awesome. This is very much our baby. It's not Elsa's child, it's not Elsa's project. He's gonna be a really awesome dad, and we have wanted this for so long. We just, for so many years, haven't been in a place where kids made sense. The story of this pregnancy is short, but I really want to tell it almost just for myself so I can come back and watch this later. It's really trippy, and I think you might think it's cool too. Right next to me, just so that you can see something that is not just my talking head, I made a pair of earrings, beaded earrings, that I'll play as I'm talking. And then we'll go and see what Barron has to say. If you follow us closely, or kind of not closely, I don't know, I miscarried last year. It was a really traumatic, very unexpected, very unsupported miscarriage. It was the hardest thing that I've been through ever, and in saying that, I appreciate that I've had a really fabulous life, but that was the hardest thing I've ever dealt with. I thought, as I was actively miscarrying, that I would want to jump right back in as soon as I could. I'd read in places that you want to give your body a couple, 2 to 3 months so that your hormones settle back down and everything is just fresh and you're ready to start over. And it makes sense to me now why people don't talk about miscarriage, because I felt so much shame, embarrassment. I felt like a total failure. I felt like I let everyone down. I felt like my body must be broken. It was very challenging. I don't want to go too much into the details of the miscarriage. We made a video about the miscarriage, and even still, there are so many things in that video just left unsaid. It's as though no one wants to talk about miscarriage because they don't want it to be real. Our culture doesn't like to acknowledge that it is a death. And whether you think the soul occupies a fetus at that stage, or that it's a living being thing, or that it's just a part of you, doesn't matter. It was a death. It was a loss of what was supposed to be in my life. And then just a couple months later, I lost one of my good friends, Bonnie, to a tragic car accident, and we ended up just totally hermiting through the winter. Needed to just recover from our build, from the whole year, from everything, and that felt really good. It took about 6 months for me to come back around and kind of want to try to go through it all again. My amnesia kicked in. So this would have been around February-ish. We were not actively trying, we just weren't actively protecting. I have cycle tracked for years and years. I think that the female reproductive system is so fascinating. It's so cool that we can know when we are fertile just by taking our temperature and a few other things in the morning. It's just so cool. I took birth control, hormonal birth control, for about 8 years, and when I learned that there are ways to prevent pregnancy that are completely natural, synthetic hormone free, I just fell in love. Our bodies are amazing. Then in April, another best friend of mine took her own life, and my body could not handle the stress of it. I couldn't sleep. I gained weight. I'd never had a loss so close to me before, other than the miscarriage, I guess. And it ended up pushing my cycle back an entire week. There's like a point to this all these details. So my cycle got all weird. We just decided, let's wait till fall. Then I can just operate as normal through the summer. Because my cycle had jumped a week off track, it was a week late, I knew I wasn't pregnant. It was from the stress. I didn't really know when ovulation was, and I was still in such a mourning state that I didn't care. So I forgot to track my cycle around when I would normally ovulate, and I told Barron, I'm pretty sure I already ovulated. I forgot to take my temperature. It's really unlikely that I would get pregnant today. And he said, well, if that's all it takes, it was meant to be. Last year when we got pregnant, we tried once, but we tried like 3 days in a row. I thought that's just how it worked. A couple weeks later, I took a pregnancy test to just officially rule out pregnancy, because I was trying to go to this awesome workshop and would have had to travel for it, so I just wanted to make sure I was not pregnant. And I was. I was pregnant. And because of my cycle being a week late the month prior, this ended up making this pregnancy and this due date 3 days different from my pregnancy last year. So this whole ride has been almost identically paralleled to last year. It feels so much more meant to be than almost anything I've ever experienced. Last year's pregnancy, I went through my whole first trimester and then miscarried at 13 weeks, 5 days, which is pretty much when second trimester starts, 13 and a half weeks, give or take. So through every step of this first trimester, this time, I was comparing it to last time. I did think that it would be a lot more stressful, a lot more fearful, but honestly I was too sick to really even think. I was in bed for about a month and a half. We didn't want to tell anyone. I kind of wanted to wait to tell anyone until second trimester. Within the first week or two, we ended up telling our families, trickled it out to some close friends, and then as the weeks went on, as we'd see people, we'd just tell more and more. I especially had a hard time wanting to tell YouTube this time around. Naturally, we were very open with everything last year, and this time I was not not wanting to do the same thing. And yet people still commented on my body, told me they thought I looked pregnant ever since I lost my first pregnancy. But that's been nasty. Wanting to be pregnant, gaining weight because of the death of one of my best friends, and people claiming to my unpregnant self that they think I'm pregnant. Oh, it was not a good time. So I've held off for as long as I can in telling YouTube, but here we are. I know how common loss is now, and anything could still happen, but it's getting a little bit hard to hide at this point, so we thought we'd just come clean and let you in on the ride because we want to. Okay, that is everything I wanted to cover. Now let's go talk to Barron. He's just so excited. We're so excited. This is so exciting. We're so excited. Okay.
Okay, Pilot, are you gonna talk?
You gonna stay here? I don't think so. Okay, Zaddy!
Don't do that. Creep me out.
How do you feel?
Excited that we can stop pretending like you're not pregnant.
To YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid.
That is nice. It's been hard to hide it, that's for sure.
And now that you're feeling a little better, we can like do stuff. Because it was honestly feeling like on YouTube we were hitting a groove right before you started feeling like garbage.
Yeah.
Which it's a worth sacrifice, but that kind of sucks.
And then you really took over for like a month, doing most of the editing, most of the filming. It seemed like you guys really liked those videos too, of like Barron heavy videos.
I was surprised that the solar video did well, just because it was
geeky.
Yeah, and I didn't like hold back. There were lots of things, because there were lots of things that I kind of geeked out on that people generally don't, so I figured that would be helpful maybe. But yeah, I'm super excited, and everything seems good and healthy, and we just heard the heartbeat the other day. It's one of those things where you want to like temper your expectations and like emotional attachment until there's some reality to it.
Especially after loss.
Yeah, so it was hard to...
You did do the same thing last year too, though.
Yeah, like be intentionally emotionally attached or detached a little bit just to like make it softer.
We actually heard the heartbeat for the first time on the anniversary of my miscarriage.
Which was totally serendipitous. It wasn't like we were trying to do that.
No, not at all. She had to reschedule the appointment on us, so it just landed on miscarriage anniversary. It was quite an experience. I had talked myself out of, I had just told myself all day, I'm probably not pregnant anymore. We're not gonna hear the heartbeat again. We had tried hearing the heartbeat at 9 weeks on the Doppler, but that's about as early as you can hear ever on a Doppler, and we didn't hear it, so.
Not super confidence inspiring.
No, because it was just such a repeat of last year.
Yeah, so this year though, everything has kind of seemed totally, well, not totally different, but your symptoms and everything were a lot more shitty.
Also, my progesterone, despite feeling shitty, I've been in a fabulous mood.
I can attest.
Really?
Yeah, like normally we have an emotional scuffle, just kind of for no reason. Pre-period,
yeah, especially.
Right.
I don't handle stress well before my period, but it's been as though I'm just living easy, bro. Progesterone has been high.
You've done a good job of not tripping about everything too. Like you like being able to slow down on YouTube and stuff just to chill rather than trying to force it.
Yeah, I have been having cravings. I wouldn't say exactly that they're cravings though. It's just that I'm so...
You have aversions more than cravings.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm in town, I'm like, you want a burrito? No, gross. I hate burritos now. And then I get it anyway, and then you just inhale it. Same thing with those waffles. We got like frozen waffles because we're borrowing a friend's electric oven just to see if we can use it on our solar kit. And Elsa she's been waking up in the middle of the night, like 3 a.m., like she'll get up to pee or whatever, and she's like, man, that chicken sandwich last night was so good. I just wish I had another one. And like, I really, I think the sweet mustard is better than like the spicy mustard on a chicken sandwich. What do you think? Like, it's 3 a.m. I don't have any thoughts on this or anything else.
I wouldn't say it's as much cravings as it's just a constant need for food. They always talk about it as though it's a cutesy, you're eating fruit too. But I will die if I don't get food for me, for just this one. It's been such a wild experience. But you've just been rejecting my input in food.
Well, whenever you say you don't want something, I'm like, yeah, that's not incorrect. So I just assume that you want more than you do. Like with the waffles, that was another 3 a.m, wake up. Will you make me will you make me pancakes? Like, well, I could. Do you really want pancakes? Well, I really want waffles, but we can't have waffles. I'm like, okay. So the next day we're at the store and I'm like, should we get some frozen waffles? No. So I put 2 boxes in the cart and they're gone in like 3 days.
It's all I can think about is those waffles.
This morning we woke up, she's like, I gotta force myself to eat eggs before I eat my waffles.
For the protein.
Yeah. But you can't eat like a lot, you just eat a lot of times, like small amounts a lot of times.
And finally, now that I'm in the 2nd trimester, I feel like I'm coming mostly out of queasiness and nausea, and now I can exist again.
And morning sickness is a joke. It is not morning, it's all day.
All night. The only reprieve that I got was when I was asleep. But I'm waking up every 2 or 3 hours to pee. So
I feel like you were more tired than like sick though.
I took naps most of the first 10 weeks, I'd say. 10 weeks, up to 10 weeks, and...
Which is totally out of character.
For me, yeah. But I didn't have debilitating exhaustion, like a lot of people talk about. It was just a constant ball of nausea that wouldn't go away. But I was really thankful every time I was sick. I was thankful because then I knew things were progressing.
Well, that was a psychological conundrum of it, though. Because any time that you felt okay, you're like, oh no, my symptoms are going away.
Yeah.
And then you feel like crap, and you're like, okay, this is better.
But now I hate it.
But now you feel like crap, yeah. But it's been all good, and we're working to get some things dialed in. We're on like the home stretch of a lot of things. But it's just when you're totally off grid, there are lots of more considerations to think about. Like one of my buddies came out that is from New York, and he was just flabbergasted by our not having like hot running water and like all these different things. I'm like, dude, there are so many like steps before you get to the modern luxuries that you have when you move into an apartment.
Is it going to be safe for a baby?
I mean, we got concrete floors, and we don't have railings on our stairs, and there's snakes outside, and nuclear war is imminent. So no, it's probably not safe for our baby.
I know that it is safe, but
yeah.
I think we're
I
gonna...
will hear all of it, I'm sure. Those were all, I was being sarcastic.
It's gonna be a pretty wild ride, including YouTube on this journey of off-grid parenthood. But I'm excited, now we can talk about it. So now we get to include you and...
Well, and we can include you in videos, like when you're laying on the couch, just like sacked out.
Yeah.
We can... Like I can show that here's what Elsa's doing,
now you'll
rather
know
than
why.
pretending that you're not a thing. Until you're like ready to be on camera, and then it's like, hi, I feel okay for 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna go crash out.
Well, we have got some new, long-awaited stickers. Some yip skiddly-doo stickers. Grab one if you want. ElsaRae.com. And We haven't mentioned the book in a while, Normal to Nomad. You can get it on normal2nomad.com. This is Barron's book, all about our travels,
The
and
link will be in the description too.
it's amazing.
Everybody who has read it has said that they liked it. I don't know if they're just being nice or if they
It's
liked it.
an awesome book, a quick read.
Try to make it as concise as possible because I hate it when people pontificate too much when they're
I
writing.
feel like you have to do that if you have a publisher, because you're trying to meet a word count.
Yeah.
Seems like that's why.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no fluff, it's straight to the point. This is an awesome book. Normal2nomad and ElsaRae.com. Okay, here we go. Starting a new adventure again. I've had a lot of adventures.
Kind of tired.
Okay, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Happy.
Happiness. Yay. Performative happiness. I am happy. I'm just not super expressive.
It's true.
And I'm not a good actor.
It's true.
I don't want to be.
It's true.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Skippy-doo!